Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Blind. We've made it over here to the Ruby Sea. Lots of places to see in the Ruby Sea. Then also further into Otharn. Just starting here. Only made it to this little platform here. Around the edge. Interesting. First things first. We got some recommended gear that we've been getting from all the quests. Got some new chaps and earrings, bracelet. Looks about right. Seems to all be part of the Gigantiskin scent 255 stuff. Just ever so slightly better than the little 240 stuff we had previously. Item level at least. It's all level 60 so far. I think eventually we'll be getting slightly better stuff from the quests, since they are leveling up in level here. Up to 62 now. We will see. We also see what we need to do out here. Sorman. How wide and beautiful she is, the Ruby Sea. Filled with promise and adventure and treasures. Many wonderful treasures. Take some treasure. And 102,000 experience. Perfect. New Ethernet destination now accessible. The Ruby Price. Destination unknown. What are we doing? Just get to this location. Yep. Do the main scenario quest. That one. Ruby Price available? What's that? I guess here. Is that a Ethernet location? It's not. There's not an Ethernet here. Odd. Also, have anything on the compass here? Yep. Okay. So before we continue here, let's go talk to everybody on this little platform. See what's going on. Karuna? We've been given strict orders to monitor all foreign vessels passing through this area. It's far more taxing than it sounds, for, in addition to that, we must also contend with the Confederates. Lots of stuff happening in the Ruby Sea. Like some giant mushrooms or something. It's my responsibility to keep these cannons in working order. Must clean and polish them regularly, else the corrosive winds will cause them to fall into disrepair. They are looking a little bit corroded, so I'm sure that is a continuing effort. Hang on. I have the eyes of a hawk. It's both a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, I can see everything. But on the other hand, I can see everything. Could be unfortunate. You're to scrutinize their flags and make absolute certain they are an enemy vessel before firing upon them. Whatever you do, you are not to sink an allied ship or allow an unfriendly one passage. Very important. Got a merchant and mender here. Got some level 62 stuff. I'm level 265. Could technically be better. Not that much better though. This is, we're just getting 255 from quests. That's fine. And higher level stuff and everything. We have a wider variety of options of items from like the main town stores, so that's fine. An Asian traveler, what are you doing here? If you're looking to cross into Kukane, you need to go further east. Tell me about yourself. I'm one of the many Bafuku soldiers stationed here, charged with patrolling the waters surrounding Higashi. I hail from Koshu, largest of the many isles that make up our great nation. For the next 3 years, I'll be serving at this post and shall do whatever is required of me to fulfill my duty here. What's this place? This is the Ruby Price, a Hingan bastion erected by the Bafuku in the middle of the Ruby Sea. Whenever an enemy ship draws too near, we fire upon them until nothing but burning planks remain. We must take extra precautions when doing so, however, as we are stationed very close to the trading port of Kugane. We do not want to mistakenly open fire on a commercial or otherwise friendly vessel. Such an error would be akin to waging war upon what may have been an allied or neutral nation. Yeah, that'd be a problem, for sure. Anyways. Open water. One does not simply cross the Ruby Sea. as Sorban well knows. We've made it here, but crossing is another matter. Now, in order to reach the shores of Othard, you'll need to cross the resplendent waters you see before you. However, this is easier said than done. To set forth without making the necessary preparations is to invite the Confederacy to claim your vessel, and your life should you resist. This fate can be avoided by paying the ruby tithe, thereby earning you the blessing of the pirate lords. So let's go and greet them, then. Our destination is the isle to the west. That doesn't look very far to me. Why don't we jump in and swim for it? I've had my fill of boats. Excellent idea. I shall find the water to your liking. I'll use my ship to deliver those less inclined to the isle. We're just gonna swim there. Sure. Please. Alright, she's just going for it. Okay. Follow these over here. Over to that island. Oh, we're swimming for it. Sprint swim. There we go. Can we... Peloton swim. Can't go up or down in the water. We're just out here. Hi. Right, this should be easy. And a good way to loosen up before the next fight, whenever it comes. 20 Gil says I beat you there. Well, you will because you teleport, but, you know. Can't execute Peloton in the water. Get on ground. Jump in the water. Might still be working. Yeah. At any rate, we've just swim across the entire Ruby Sea. What's the problem? Water spray. That. Bombfish. Confederate sentry. Go see the pirate lords. Ah, there you are. I trust you enjoyed yourselves. Follow me, my friends. The one with whom you must speak is a man named Tensui. Alright. Up there. Hi. Welcome to Sakazuki, arguably the most important of the Confederate outposts. From here, we have a clear view of the Ruby Sea in its entirety. Walk up these steps and have a look for yourself if you don't believe me. The entire Ruby Sea. Just right here. The map made it look like a potentially larger area. We've got water. There's land. Water. Further out. Kugane is presumably somewhere out here. The larger map. Ngashi's that way. This is the larger island. Goes over further that way. Something like that. Okay. A merchant and a mender. They got more stuff. Some weapons. 62. One. A lot of the like super base items are actually weaker than the stronger ones here. Just because they're like rarer, unique stuff. At any rate. Me slacking off? Nay, it's nothing of the sort. In fact, I would even say this is the most important part of the job. After all, if I do not rest and keep my eyes sharp, I'm bound to miss something important. Some scouts here looking over there, where we just were. What else we got here in the camp? Shihoji? One of the Confederacy's foremost lookouts. It's a position I intend to keep until the day I die. They're looking out. I don't need to look that way too much. Not gonna be much happening from the volcano, hopefully. Charged with both monitoring the ships that pass through the sea in the area, and also keeping a close eye on the activity in Hell's Lid. I guess they are watching over there. If anything happens in Hell's Lid. We probably want to know if things are happening. Anyways. 10 swing. I fear you have the advantage of me. What? Most honorable and esteemed Sin. I am Tensui, a humble mate who serves at the pleasure of the Confederacy's captain. As you are in the company of the Shellback, I presume we have business to discuss. Indeed. I can pay you the gil I keep getting from these quests. Or something. Boys with boats. Tensui's face betrays nothing as he looks you up and down. Aye. You wish to pay the ruby tithe, yes? With your gil, perhaps? It's just as well. Foreign currencies are in demand these days. I would pay for their passage to Otharn. Fantastic. Does this sum meet with your satisfaction? The sea has been quite tempestuous of late. I cannot say with confidence that you would reach your destination safely, unless you tripled it. You take me for a fool. I know the price, as do all. Alas, we live in interesting times. As you came from Kugane, I should think I need not tell you that. The shadow of war looms. The wise and the cautious shirk our waters and our custom, and the foolhardy sharpen their knives in anticipation. Meaning? Sir, yeah, come quickly. The bastards are at it again. Tried to convince them to stop, but they weren't having it. Very well, be there shortly. A proposition. Your combat strikes me as a worthwhile investment. I would not hear men name me a cat before Koban, so I shall consider their tithe paid, not for what they have done, but for what I expect they will do. I'm not sure what to make of that, man, but at least the matter of our tithe is settled for now. What was that he and the other pirate were talking about? Maybe we ought to go have a look. Probably. We get ourselves into any situation that shows up. That's alright. Okay. Down this way. Could jump down a whole bunch. We could just take the stairs too. That's fine. So over in... It's over really further. Ow. That's not terrible. We just walk into Hell's Lid. Oh, it's just over this way somewhere. Can we make it through here? Life is difficult. Fire Sprite. Checks out. Hellboard. Anala. That's probably fine. Compass is here. Southeast. Going the wrong way. Don't really need to worry about getting all the Ether Compass spots until we actually have all the quest ones. There's a big lava crab. It's probably fine. Big shells. That's over there. Fight! Alright. There you go. Boat. And flying shark. Concerning. It's probably fine. What's going on over here?
Gentlemen, I'm told you were most unreceptive to my associate's requests. I realize you do not look kindly on the Confederacy and her ways, but if you refuse to pay the ruby tithe, your safety in these waters cannot be assured.
Spare me your concern, pirate. Your feeble attempts at extortion will not work on us. You remain at large because we allow it. Because you are such insignificant little pests that we see no need to swat you. But if you wish to risk the ire of the Viceroy, by all means, fire upon an Imperial vessel. Give us a reason to bring the full might of the Garlean Empire to bear against your pathetic fleet.
Bastards!
Gentlemen, surely the fact that you have such limitless resources at your disposal gives you all the more reason to spare some few coins for the less fortunate.
All talk, just as I thought. Come, let us away. I have no time for this rubbish.
Protection racket only works if you actually back it up.
We're all the same to them, aren't we? Savages to be ruled or slaughtered.
They've always balked at paying the ruby tithe, but they were never so eager to pick a fight. The problem, you see, is that many of my comrades in the Confederacy are of Doman descent, and the acting Viceroy, well, she's none too fond of Domans, to say the least. If we take any action to hinder the safe passage of an Imperial vessel, she'll accuse us of attempting to foment rebellion and brand us enemies of the Empire, which we can ill afford to be. Like the man said, we're all talk.
And where did the Kojin stand in all this?
With the winning side, of course. They're mercenaries to a fault, eager to offer their services without coercion. The Shellback could tell you more, though something tells me he would rather not.
He's gone.
I don't understand. If the Garleans are causing the Confederacy this much trouble, and if so many of you are Doman to begin with, why aren't you willing to fight back?
Spoken like a true friend of the Doman Liberation Front. If you're planning to rouse us with noble words and grand promises, don't bother. We all know what the Imperial Army can do. Compared to them, we're boys with boats. Besides, what ties a man may once have held to his home are forsaken upon joining the Confederacy. We look out for none but our own. Be that as it may, our livelihood is under threat, and the captain will need to decide soon whether we're to go down in a blaze of glory or bow and scrape for crumbs from the Emperor's table. All while our friend the Viceroy continues her purge of Doma's radical elements. I believe she's holding court in one of the fishing villages even as we speak.
That she-devil! Her perfidy knows no bounds! She must be stopped! Come, let us find Soroban and put to sea at once!
Tell the others that these ones have paid. We all have places to be.
Come on! Join up against the Empire. It went so well for the last guys. That's what we're here for, though. It's a continuing issue. Like this flying shark thing. What are we waiting for? Come, come. Sorban cannot have gone far. Though now that I think on it, it is passing strange that he left without warning. Maybe he did not wish to be seen by his Kojin brethren. No doubt he thought to leave us behind, but nevertheless, it may be prudent to return to his ship. Or at least to the Confederate encampment. turn in. Still don't have a teleport here. I know what we're talking about. Up there. Sure. Water sprite. Yeah, that's just literally just a flying shark. Alright. It's fine. Let's go back through here again. Perfectly acceptable. Very safe. Very good. Doesn't work when we're in combat. Let's do the other run. Oh. Made it. 92 southeast. It's gotta be up here somewhere. Something else to attack us. There it is. Since we're here. Since we're here. Oh. Avoid this. There it is. Oh, my friends, 1,000 pardons. As you may have guessed, I was reluctant to be seen in your company by my red brothers. Ours is a complex relationship. Pray you do not misinterpret their actions as a reflection of our allegiances as a whole. Come. You understand? Can we be praised? Too often are shell-less quick to judge all Kojin for the deeds of one. Right then, now that our business with Tensui is concluded, we can traverse the Ruby Sea without fear. Fantastic. Maybe get some boots for it. Take boots. Dragoon boots. Boots for adventure. Dragoon boots, I guess. Get some piety material. Meh. To bend with the wind. Sorbonne is in high spirits. Everything's going great. So return to the ship and prepare for our departure. If you have any remaining business to conduct with the pirates here, I pray you do so now. That reminds me. Atik, would you be so kind as to inform the Confederates of our plans? The more they know of our movements, the less like we are to be mistaken for another vessel by their comrades. Fair enough. Got some quests and stuff here. And unlock quest for wind, probably. Is that while we're here? Just resting. Yep, there it is. Ether current. Yasui is looking for an individual who can freely enter the Ruby Price. I think I can. You, yes you. Do you know of the Ruby Price, the fortress in the middle of the Ruby Sea, from which the Bakufu soldiers survey the surrounding waters? Yep. The other day we found one of their men stowed away on a ship we confiscated. With a bit of coaxing, he eventually confessed to doing some underhanded trading with the Red Kojin on behalf of his superior. Seems he thought he could avoid paying the Ruby tithe by hiding aboard someone else's ship. But no one gets away with crossing our waters free of charge. As such, I'm looking to track down his superior of his and have him compensate us. If I try to sail to the Ruby Price and look for it myself, however, I'll be blasted to smithereens before I even make it halfway there. You think you could go in my stead? There's a man by the name of Ikaruga there. He's an old friend and should be able to identify who our captive superior is. Come. We'll be back. We'll talk to you anyways. Are you one of those eating from the beach, leaving us already? Yep. No need to pay the tithe, like Tensui said. On the other hand, if you were to peruse our wares, find anything of your liking, we should be glad to sell it to you for a fair price. Now, back to Sorbonne. Over here. This is the Ruby Price. Alright. Is there like other stuff here or anything? Nope. Next question. So I'm gonna bring us back there first. Close. In the middle of the Ruby Sea, they say. It's right at the edge. This is the middle of the sea part that actually has islands. Something. There's one of the Confederates up above then. Excellent. Ready to depart? We may do so at any time. One moment. Of course, take as much time as you need. Just gonna swim across here again. Sprint swim. This is something. It's a system. Switch across the rock. Switch across the water. I don't know if that's faster or not. Jump through the ocean. Can't shoot with a cannon if I'm just swimming to your base. Things make a lot of sense right here. Anyways. Hi. Ah yes, just the other day one of the soldiers deserted base. I suspect he is the man Yusui is after. Trade with foreign countries is strictly prohibited in our nation. The man, upon learning his subordinate disappeared, feared he would be caught and turned tail and ran. If what you told me is true, he likely went northwest of here to seek asylum with the Cushion of the Red. I am tempted to go after this man myself. Last, that would require me receiving the necessary authorization, which could take days. Please track him down and arrest him in my stead. If he resists, feel free to kill him. Cushion of the Red, he says, all the way over there. Fine. Another part of the area. We got some quests for these guys up here. I have to compare the swimming speed to the walking speed. See how much of a benefit being able to actually just fly instead of swim would be. No convenient collection of just little boats or anything. Not too many different islands though, I don't think. Got this one, then this one up here. Does not affect us for combat. Fine. Barrier Isle over there. A crazy stack of something, also. There's a fade happening. Those. That's not gonna worry about. Cover this edge of here. Trying to run directly at a flying shark. Also keeps Peloton up, so I suppose that's fine. Guy we're looking for supposedly over here. Confront the Bakufu Trader. On the other side of this rock. Looks to me. There you are. It's looking that way. Hi! I would have to be a fool to agree to go with you. So close to the Red Coast settlement, so close to freedom. Trainer. Fire! All the shots. And he's done. There you go. Problem solved. Over here we got some crab pots. Where all the crabs were at. Alright. Climb back up to the top here. They also don't have netherite. Be too easy. Not so much an island, it's just shallower waters, I guess. But this is actually an island. Away from the shark. Way up on this side, not really. Through the fate. You're a bombfish. Everything here's fine. Hydrated. But painful, I guess. Okay, right up here. That takes care of that. Again, everything would be much more convenient. Be able to just fly up here. Eventually. Eventually. And we didn't even have to come up here. We need to go over to these guys. Then we swim back over here again. Sprint across here. For an outpost, constantly on the lookout for boats coming past and having cannons to blast them. We really are just over here, swimming. It's definitely something. Let's do what we can here. Hi there. I swam across the sea and killed that guy and swam back. Ah, so it seems he forced your hand. Perhaps his death was for the best. I'll send word of all that has happened to Yusum, though I am not sure he will be happy to hear it. You're curious to know how I'll inform him. That, my friend, is a secret. Okay. Currents and stuff. They got quests too. Currently worried about that. It's fine. Swim back across here. Would have to swim to do those quests because that gives us the thing we would need to fly in the end, so something here. Jog swimming back over this way. We do the quest from the water here. Hi. You're swimming with the Confederates up above then. Excellent. Ready to depart when we do so any time. Yep, all aboard. Hey, let's go. Let's be off. She'll deliver you to the fishing village of Isari. Wait. Tensi said the Viceroy was holding court in one of the fishing villages, did he not? Should Isari chance to be the village in question, we could instantly find ourselves surrounded by Imperial soldiers. I think it's safer to come ashore some distance away. Very well, I know just the place. Okay. We hopped up onto the dock in the interim there. Reasonable. In this direction. There's a village. Let's see. See what we're doing. Got some XP for just showing up. Now we're over on this side. We skipped all the middle parts. Unimportant. And the village does not have netherite. It's only over there. Fine. Go closer to a wind. No. Here we are. Reasonably certain, none bore witness to our approach. And with this, I believe I've fulfilled the terms of our agreement. Ah, that you have. You have my deepest thanks, Sorban. Truly, we are blessed to have befriended such a clever and industrious merchant. Oh, you are much too kind, good sir. I know not where your path may lead, but I wish you the very best. I hope that we shall meet again. Yeah. Huh. So we've finally arrived in Othard. All we need now is liberate Doma. Ah, yes, that. Look, daunting though it is, we do have one thing in our favor: the element of surprise. Unlike in Yerevannya, the Imperials don't know we're here. Admittedly, that may be our only advantage, considering how few of us there are. While I expect the Doman Liberation Front will even up the odds a bit, before that, we need to see if this fishing village Tensi was talking about. How's it looking? It may well be. I smell ceruleum on the breeze. Let's take a look. But also be careful. Yep.
Even accounting for the rebellion, such indiscriminate shows of force seem pointlessly excessive.
If only you knew how commonplace such scenes have become. Are we too late?
Over there, someone's coming.
This guy again.
It is she, sworn enemy of Doma, of my master. The traitor who sold her homeland to the Garleans. Yotsuyu.
The Viceroy herself. And look behind her. Isn't that...
Filth and squalor everywhere. How very Doma. What I wouldn't do for a drink. Come now. You've no reason to look so afraid. You have lived through a quarter of a century of Garlean rule, remember?
'Tis better to bend with the wind than stand tall and be broken. Therein lies hope. Therein lies freedom. I come before you today seeking affirmation. A heartfelt declaration. You are free to answer me as you see fit, yet even the least among you should know the correct response. Should. A resident of your village, one of your neighbors, mayhap your friend, was detained by the Kojin this morning. They say he was attempting to flee to Kugane, but we both know that simply isn't true, don't we? Have you anything to say? Bit slow, this one. Is there anyone more sensible among you? Have any of you anything to say? To swear?
My lady, I swear to serve the Empire, to do whatever is asked of me, and never disobey.
Well said, that man. Of course, it wouldn't do to simply take you at your word. Kill him. Surely you can do that much. He must be guilty of something or other, or he wouldn't have attempted to flee the Empire.
I have a family. Kami, forgive me. Kami, forgive me.
very, very good. I've always had a soft spot for men like you. Next, I want you to shoot those two over there. Too old to work, you understand. A burden on the Empire. We can't have that.
But they're my parents. You can't expect me to...
We will show them no mercy.
Stop and think for a moment. If you go charging in now, every one of those villagers is as good as dead. We must consider the wider picture. If we act recklessly, we risk alerting the Garleans to our presence here, making it that much harder for us to work with the local rebels. To say nothing of the reprisals ordinary civilians would be made to suffer.
It's kind of already happening, though, so...
Open your eyes, girl. They are already suffering. Let me go. I am putting an end to this madness. I will approach the village alone and identify myself. As a former leader of the rebellion and a known fugitive, they will wish to detain me until they are certain they have learned all I know. Use this time to make your plans.
You saw what those monsters did to the villagers. Who knows what they'll do to you, assuming they don't kill you where you stand?
We live and die at the pleasure of the Kami. My fate is in their hands and no others. If it be of any comfort, I am no stranger to chains.
You can't expect us to stand idly by as a comrade goes marching off to his death. And this is nothing like Kugane.
Nor is it like the Reach, Lise, or the Wall. Let him go. Hold out for as long as you can, but remember, noble sacrifices are to remain an absolute last resort. I wish I could say it won't come to that, but only the gods know how we're going to get you and the others out in one piece. A miracle, perchance.
A great tower stands to the north and east. Look to its occupants for aid and succor. Together, you may yet find your miracle. Now, leave this place. I must go.
Oh. Another idiot like all the rest. I'm beginning to think it may be something fundamental. Something intrinsic. Something quintessentially Doman to ignore the simple truth. You can't do a damn thing if you're dead.
Enough, Yotsuyu!
Well now, this is a surprise.
Hear me, Yotsuyu! Cease this farce, here and now, and I shall surrender myself to you. Refuse, and all shall answer to my blade.
Bring him to the tavern.
Well. Then there were three. I hate it as much as you, maybe even more. Every fiber of my being was crying out to intervene, but what's done is done. Kosetsu's gamble has gifted us the time we need to find a solution. He bade us seek aid at the distant tower, yes? For want of a better idea, I say we do just that, while taking care to avoid the Imperials. That's a plan. Over there. Going to avoid them by swimming in this direction. Here we go! Okay. East Authored Coastline. It's technically already in Author here. Kind of the Ruby Sea ends here. This is the land, but this is also the land. Not sure exactly. We're in the middle of it. This is the sea. We're over here. The exact land to map connections are definitely a little odd sometimes. I think this is technically, at least this part here is technically there. Technically there. Kinda. Where the whole thing is, only part of it. I don't know. There's a lot of water out here. What is this? That is someone that can fly. Hello. Or maybe not. They're swimming. Or the mount just looked like it was flying. And here's a big giant something. Alright. Fantastic. We seem to have evaded the patrols so far. What is that tower anyway? I've never seen anything like it. According to the map, we are on Onokoro, and the tower is known as Heaven on High. A mysterious structure built long ago by persons unknown. Oh guys, listen to me. It's starting to sound like Alphino. Next thing you know, I'll be saying things like, as you are doubtless aware already. As I was already aware. Over there, do you see it? Doesn't look like it's been dead long. Full of arrows. Whoever did this, they're a good shot. I can't see a single stray arrow. Well, someone's hungry. Wait, that wasn't one of either of you two, was it? Oh, it's a lot of these. Calm down, we have nothing to do with... Wait, what am I doing? They can't possibly understand us. Probably not, no. Time to run, Elise. We save our strength for any that give chase. You too. Okay. Run away. No. Defeat the Yuki. Alright. Around, having a good time. You have range attacks. That's all that. Charge it up. Deal with that. Aggressive. My goodness. Anyways. We're on this island. Pirate fate, something happened up there. Over here. Another one. They're fighting some over there. What a mess. What a mess. They also fought two of them. Getting split up was definitely a choice there. Just imagine if they'd taken us by surprise. What a fine ending that would have been to our story. Anyway, I think it's safe to assume that the people at the tower know how to defend themselves. You'd have to, sharing an island with these things. Now all we need to do is convince them to help us. Okay. Follow them. Got shallow enough water here we can just actually run. It's fine. It's about a cavern over there. Combat. Oh, here's all this. Experience for discovering here. Look at the base of the tower here, too. A sentry. Confederate more again. Where's headquarters are located on this island, so we tend to suffer the brunt of any attacks upon our organization. Thankfully, there are many places to take cover here, and if need be, we can always escape by sea. Yep. Oh, there's a settlement here. And they've even got their own aetheryte. Wait a minute. I've seen that standard before. This is what we met with Tensui. Which means this place belongs to you. Oh. It's the pirates. And some new boots for us, I guess. Bar boots. Few key leather boots of aiming. Even better than what we have. It's fine. Yep. 255, 265. What was I just saying about getting level 62 stuff from quests? There you go. Different boots. Perfect. Alright. Here we are. We'll look around here. See if we can get any information about this crazy tower. Potentially another safe haven here. At least something. Next time. Goodbye.